Are you dreaming of moving to Texas but are really just struggling to find the perfect spot? These towns each have their own unique charm, blending affordability, tight-knit community, and job opportunities. Stick around because you may just find your next home in one of these hidden gems. Ryan Rendon Realty Group, your favorite realtor right here in the Texas Hill Country. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, but also hit that little bell so you can get notified anytime I put out videos just like this one. We're going to be talking about cost of living, schools, job opportunities, lifestyle, community, and safety. Fredericksburg, Texas, one of the most sought out towns in the Texas Hill Country, and for some great reasons. The average home price as of the third quarter of this year is sitting right around $465,000, which is relatively high comparison to other towns within our region. But you are paying for quality. And if you're thinking more along the lines of a ranchette, maybe 5 to 10 acres or 25, 30, 40, 50 acres, really just depends. You're looking at an average price per acre of right around $25,000 to $30,000 per acre for the Gillespie County region, but specifically closer to the Fredericksburg area. But again, a lot of that depends on the location, its proximity to live water, creeks, rivers, but also how close it is to the 290 wine trail. The cost of living in Fredericksburg might be on the higher side, but it's well worth it for those who enjoy a vibrant cultural lifestyle. The day-to-day expenses like groceries, dining, and healthcare are slightly above the state average, but Fredericksburg's charm makes it an easy sell for many. And then the Fredericksburg's Independent School District comes in at a B+ rating. And it's really well known for its solid academic programs, but also its sports teams. Fredericksburg High School, the home of the Battling Billies, excels in football and track. They had a strong history in both sports, consistently making playoff runs and competing at the state level. So whether your kids are athletes or more academically focused, this town offers the support they need. It's really no secret, Fredericksburg is an absolute tourism hub, so there are all kinds of job opportunities for those looking for retail, hospitality, but also in the winery business. It's also a great place for remote workers, but also for those in small businesses. Thanks to the high-speed internet and entrepreneurial spirit, if you're looking for a town with a thriving local economy, Fredericksburg has plenty to offer. And then living here in Fredericksburg means you are never too far away from a great restaurant, live music, but also all kinds of events all year round. The town's German heritage shines through festivals like Oktoberfest, and the winery scene is one of the best in Texas. And then outdoor enthusiasts will absolutely love Enchanted Rock. It's just outside of town and perfect for hiking and climbing. In short, you really get the best of both worlds, both cultural amenities, but also outdoor adventures. But then Fredericksburg is also a very community-minded town. Whether it's the weekly farmers markets on Thursdays or local parades, this town brings people together. And I also get asked about crime rate all the time, so I did want to touch on that in this video. Here in Fredericksburg, the crime rate is relatively low. You're going to realize, or soon realize, that the town is very welcoming and has a safe environment. So whether you're wanting to raise a family or just retire here, you're going to realize pretty soon this is a small Texas town that is pretty darn safe. And then we have Kerrville, Texas, which does offer more affordability than Fredericksburg does, with an average sales price of $320,000 as of the third quarter of this year. Homes here in Kerrville do vary quite a bit in style, very similar to Fredericksburg, from ranch houses to modern developments. And then again, if you're looking for more of a ranchette with a little more acreage to sit on, you are looking anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000 per acre, of course, depending on the amenities and the improvements, and also the proximity to town. Kerrville's cost of living in general is more moderate, housing is cheaper, and things like utilities, groceries, and healthcare are priced fairly compared to larger cities. And then the Kerrville Independent School District comes in at a B rating, with the Tybee High School being the star of the district. Tybee's football team, the Antlers, has a rich history and consistently competes at high levels. Kerrville's sports scene doesn't just stop at football. There are, of course, basketball and baseball teams that also shine in local and state competitions. And then academically, the district is well-rounded, offering students plenty of opportunities for success, both on the field and in the classroom. And then Kerrville is really well known for its medical jobs. Thanks to the Peterson Regional Medical Center, one of the largest employees in all of the area. There's also a growing market in senior care services and local businesses catering to the retirement community. So if you're in the medical or service industries, Kerrville just might be the place for you. And then if you're an artist, Kerrville has a thriving arts and crafts scene, making it an absolute great place for you creatives. And if for a town of its size, Kerrville does offer a lot of activities. The gorgeous Guadalupe River runs right through the center of town, providing plenty of opportunities for kayaking, fishing, and picnicking. And of course, you cannot forget about the Kerrville Folk Festival, which is a major annual event that draws visitors from across Texas. And in terms of amenities, Kerrville has just about everything you might need. There's of course not just one, but two HEBs. There's the Walmart, of course there's the local boutiques, there's great dining options, all without losing that small town feel. And Kerrville is also known for being a family-friendly town. Community involvement is absolutely huge here, with events like local parades, markets, and music festivals regularly bringing everyone together. And then the crime rate is also pretty low relative to bigger towns, cities like San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas, making it a very secure place to live, which is obviously a great option when it comes to raising a family or retiring. And then we have Ingram, Texas, which is another great hill country town to choose from, just minutes away from Kerrville. And then the average home price in Ingram is actually pretty close to Kerrville, sitting right around $300,000, making it a pretty affordable option for those of you looking to move to the Texas hill country and Texas in general. And again, if you're looking for a little ranchette, 10, 15, 20 acres, maybe even more than that, over 100 acres, you're looking at an average price per acre of right around $20,000 to $25,000, similar to Kerrville. We're just kind of considering all of Kerr County at this point, but you can expect to pay anywhere between that $10,000 to $25,000 per acre. Again, depending on if there's a well already drilled, is there a live water going through your little ranchette, and how close is it to town. Ingram, of course, is a pretty small town, so the overall cost of living is pretty low. And according to bestplaces.com, everything from property taxes to groceries is more affordable here than in bigger hill country towns, especially the closer you get to Austin. The Ingram Independent School District is a smaller district, of course, because Ingram itself is a pretty small town, but it does come in at a B rating. Ingram Tom Moore High School has an especially good reputation in football and track and field, where they frequently send athletes to regional and state level competitions. And of course, with Ingram being a smaller school district, you can expect small school sizes. So if you want a school where you have a teacher to student ratio with a more personalized, close-knit feel to it, I would say Ingram is definitely a pretty good option to choose from. And then while Ingram itself doesn't really have a booming economy, most of the residents in Ingram travel to Kerrville for job opportunities. And if you're into arts, Ingram is a slowly becoming destination for creatives thanks to the Hill Country Arts Foundation. And then Ingram's lifestyle is more laid back and definitely nature oriented. If you do love the outdoors, the town's literally sitting right on the Guadalupe River will be perfect for you, especially if you love to hunt, fish, kayak, and of course, picnic along the river. And like I mentioned, the town also has a growing art scene with local galleries and live performances, bringing a touch of creativity to the town. For those of you trying to escape the city and embrace a quieter life, Ingram really does have a lot to offer. Ingram really is the epitome of a tight-knit community. You'll find pretty soon that people really do know each other, they look out for one another, but also love to be a part of community events. And then of course, the crime rate here is also very low, making it a safe place to retire and raise your family. But of course, no place is perfect. There's definitely crime out there still, but relatively speaking, the crime rate is definitely low within the Ingram area. Mason, Texas is one of the more affordable towns on today's list, with an average sales price of $235,000 for a single family home within the third quarter of this year. Now, Mason is a very small town, and most of these sales did take place inside the town of Mason, so that 235 doesn't really reflect what most of the sales are, which have land involved, 20, 30, 40, 100, 200 acres, where obviously the sales price goes way up. But if you're looking to move to Mason, Texas, you can find a house in town with an average sales price of under $300,000. Daily costs can be a little bit on the lower side. I would say groceries are higher than Fredericksburg and Kerrville. So if you're looking to get a bunch of groceries, it's probably worth go ahead and making the drive to Fredericksburg, go to the local HEB and get the prices a little bit lower, because the Lowe's grocery store in Mason tends to be a little bit higher priced, and the quality goods really isn't quite there. But really, other than the groceries, the cost of living in Mason is pretty darn low, as I mentioned. Mason is definitely more rural and quiet, so it's perfect for those who are looking to stretch their dollar further. So whether your kids are into football or other sports like basketball or track, Mason offers a competitive and supportive environment for young athletes who are looking for a smaller school. And then Mason's economy is more rural with a huge focus on agriculture and also ranching. If you're into farming and ranching, or at least want to get started with it, this is a perfect place to settle. With that being said, there's also opportunities with local businesses, small retail, and the local government. And while it doesn't have a booming job market, if you're looking for a quiet place to settle or even work remotely, Mason could be a great option for you. Mason itself is steeped in Texas history, and the town square offers a charming setting with local shops, cafes, and great restaurants. It's really the kind of place where you can stroll around and feel like you've stepped back in time. If you're into outdoor activities, there is no shortage of land to explore around the Mason County. Hunting obviously is a popular pastime here, as the region is home to plenty of wildlife. Mason is also a close-knit community with a strong sense of identity. And then the locals regularly get together for events like the Mason Roundup, which creates that sense of togetherness and tight-knit spirit, but also the crime rate here is extremely low, something you commonly see in small little towns like Mason. So there you have it, folks. Towns here in the Texas Hill Country you may not have considered, but each one of them offering its own unique blend of affordability, community, and lifestyle. And whether you're looking to move in 3 years or 3 days, I would love to be your realtor of choice. All my contact information is down in the description, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and also that little bell so you can get notified anytime I put out videos just like this one. We'll see you in the next video.